Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, host of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show on Sirius XM Radio, and also the host of the Wake Up and Win with Dr. Willie Jolley syndicated feature on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell across America and on stations around the world. And you can access it at winwithwillie.com, where you can get access to all of my sites. I am so excited to be here at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Authors Pavilion, where they invited me to come and talk about my new book. Now, most people know me for my book, A Setback is a Set Up for a Comeback. You know me because of the fact that I was a nightclub singer, Pizza Hut, making it great, jingle singer. And then I got fired from my nightclub job in the midst of the karaoke craze in the late 1980s, early 1990s. And I said, what am I going to do now? I took a job with the school system as a drug prevention coordinator, talking to little kids about staying away from drugs. And it was there I found a new opportunity to talk rather than to sing, and to start speaking as a way to get my message out. From the little kids, the teachers would say, can you come to my teachers group? Someone there would say, can you come to my church? Someone there would say, can you come to my company? Then Les Brown, the motivator, heard me speak and invited me to be on tour with him and Gladys Knight for the Music and Motivation Dream Team tour. That allowed me to be introduced to radio people, got a little radio show, got syndicated. That led to Sirius XM, where I'm proud to say I now have the #1 self-help show in America, Sirius XM, channel 141, Saturdays at 4 o'clock. And then that led to podcasts, and then a book publisher invited me to write a book. My first book was It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. Then A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback. Then Turn Setbacks into Greenbacks. Then An Attitude of Excellence. Then Chicken Soup for the Soul. Then a book I wrote with my wife, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now my new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. So I've been on XM going into my 20th season, interviewing the likes of David Rubenstein, the billionaire, Bob Johnson, the billionaire, Sheila Johnson, the billionaire, David Stewart, the billionaire, all of these billionaires, and then multimillionaires, Damon John and Les Brown and Dennis Kimbrough, one after another. And I realized that even though I have a master's degree and a doctorate earned, I didn't know what wealth really was. I thought wealth was a bigger version of rich, like a pony and a horse. But I realized after I learned more that wealth is really more like a zebra. Rich is really more like a zebra, and wealth is a horse. They're two distinct species. And I said, maybe I'm the only one who doesn't know what wealth is. So I started going around the country and around the world, interviewing people, doing a survey saying, hey, what do you think rich is? And the #1 answer immediately is $1 million. You got $1 million, you're rich. Okay, got it. Well, then what is wealthy? And that's when people would look up in the air and say, well, I guess wealthy is 5 million, 10 million, $1 billion. I said, is that all that separates or distinguishes being rich from being wealthy? And they said, yeah, that's it. Just the size of it. That's what I knew, that most people don't know what wealth is. In fact, here's what most people say. In my opinion, wealth is. Now, no one says, in my opinion, gravity is, do they? No, because they know gravity has a distinct definition. Well, the same is true for wealth. Wealth is not something that's your opinion. It is distinct in what it is, and this book helps you. So that's the first group I address in this book. People who don't know what wealth is. They're working hard. They're grinding out. They're making money, and they're talking about, I'm creating generational wealth, when what they're really doing is creating rich. Next group, though, is the big group. All of the people who have sacrificed, saved, scrimped, scrapped to create a nest egg, and they have lived a modest lifestyle. They have done well with their money, but their biggest fear is like the gentleman who told me one day, my biggest fear after working like a dog for year after year, decade after decade to create a nest egg. My biggest fear is my children will not treat my money like I treat my money. My children, when I die, are going to squander it because they don't understand how important it is to know how money works and what wealth is. I want them to make my ceiling their floor. But statistics show that most folks, what they do is they make that ceiling their party time. They see that inheritance as a payday, and they go to Vegas. They get red bottom shoes. They have a party, and then they start off again at ground zero. He said, that's my biggest fear. Well, this book is the answer to that fear. Rich is good, wealthy is better. I want you to go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. If you got children who are not living up to their best, who are often short on cash, who are coming up to you every payday or every time the mortgage is due and saying, hey, mom or dad, I'm a little short this month. Almost every parent has at least one child who's not good with money. This is the answer to that situation. I gave it to my granddaughter. She's 30. And she said, called me the other day and said, Pop, I'm reading your book. It's changed my life. I realized I was squandering my money. How am I ever going to be wealthy when I don't take care of my money? Look, rich is money you make from what you do. Wealthy is money you generate from what you own. Rich you make during the day. Wealth is money you make while you sleep at night. That's basically it. But it'll tell you about the 5 money mindsets. It'll tell you about the 5 types of wealth: financial, health wealth, relationship wealth, reputational wealth, and intellectual capital wealth. And then it'll tell you the 3 things you need to know to create wealth. The 3 stools on the stool of wealth, the 3 legs that keep it from toppling over: income, investments, and insurance. You got to put a firewall around the wealth. So you got to have your preservation, you have to have your accumulation stage, then your preservation stage, and then your distribution stage. Where's the money going to go? Are they going to party and blow it and squander it, or are they going to build on it? This is the book you need. Rich is good, wealthy is better. The Bible says that in Deuteronomy that God gives you the power to create wealth, so you can establish his kingdom on this earth, that you can do good with it. Also, you should know that wealth is something that you can be a blessing to so many others if you know what it is and how to recreate it. So I want everybody, if you want my book, A Setback Set Up for a Comeback, global bestseller, just go to winwithwillie.com. Look for my products page, winwithwillie.com. But if you want to create wealth and then you want to teach your children how to not squander that wealth, then you need to go to richisgood.wealthyisbetter.com. It's not available yet on Amazon. This is the first edition copy. It's the pre-release. The official release will be in late October. These are the ones that we got out for our network, our friends, the people in our community, so they can get first edition. If you could get a first edition copy of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it probably cost $2.30 when he published it in 1930. But if you could get it now, it's probably worth somewhere around $500,000. This is going to be an asset for you to be able to grow your wealth. Not only will you get great information, but the book will be an asset that you should put on your shelf. Don't let anybody take it out of your house. When they want to read it, say, read it here, or I'll get you a copy. Because once they get it, they'll never bring it back. And then that's like giving away a diamond ruby or a diamond ring and saying, oh, bring it back when you get a chance. I'm going to close with this. My friend Les Brown says it like this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and lose all of your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, then neither cold, poverty, famine, nor gout, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want. If dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll surely get it. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and remember, your best is yet to come. God bless you.